Welcome to the Shatter After Daily Live, or what, right?
Live, live,
All right, yeah,
live,
forget
live.
it. We haven't used daily in a while.
Forget it.
It's been a while.
So fast.
It's not daily; it's live. No, I actually delayed. I got into it very slowly, and then went. Sorry, I got interrupted. Give me 1 second.
All right, well,
Jamie got it now.
well,
Welcome to the channel.
I love it.
I'm Mike. That's Didge.
Chaos.
Great start, folks.
This might have been our most chaotic.
Hi, everybody.
hey,
It's amazing. I love it. That's the first time I've been here with the new intro. That's the Chatter After theme meets ESPN. That's kind of cool. You know?
That's how we do things now.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Welcome
back.
back, Joel.
I was interrupted, but I'm here. So let's do this, guys. So let's introduce everyone. Let's start with Jamie. Jamie, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
All right, Didge.
Why did you say that? Like,
I was
she's
just
like in therapy. Like, hi, I'm Jamie. I've got an addiction to cookies.
Yeah.
Hey,
wow.
threw you out there. What's
Slander.
up, everybody? I'm Didge. You know,
Didge. Yep. Mike.
Hi, I live here. Y'all know
lives
me
here.
already.
And we also have Trevon.
Hi, everybody. This should be fun.
I think so.
Yay.
All right.
what up,
So,
Bot Ricks? Whoever that is.
Who? Oh, I'm not even looking at the chat. There you go. Yeah. All right. So yes, let's get to business. What are we starting off with here? I think we're doing Naruto. We're gonna talk Naruto first.
We can talk Naruto first. That's cool with me.
That is our title, I guess. Story.
That's why I said it. I was like, are we gonna do that first? I think
It
that's
makes
it.
Sure.
I think we'll start off with a bang, right? Because that was the biggest news. One of the biggest things that came out last week.
That was-
So we're getting a Naruto movie directed by Daniel. What was Daniel
Villeneuve.
Critton? I forget his full name.
Destin Daniel Critton.
Destin Daniel
Yeah.
Critton. There you go. Who I really like because he directed Shang-Chi. He did the American-born Chinese, which is sadly not coming back, but it was a very good show.
That was good.
And I think he's a producer on
Wonder
Wonder
Man.
Man, and he was going to direct Avengers King Dynasty. We'll get to that later, but unfortunately that's not happening. But he is now apparently going to direct and write Naruto, the live action movie. Wow. So let's start. Let's start with Mike, who we know is a huge Naruto fan.
Naruto's
moving
okay.
on.
No. This is strange. I don't know if the world needed this. I don't know if we were asking for this necessarily, but Kishimoto gave him his blessing, and I think that to me is the biggest bit of information out of all of this. From the Hollywood Reporter, we actually did get a quote from Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, where he said, "Quote: When I heard of Destin's attachment, it happened to be right after watching a blockbuster action film of his." I'm just gonna put it out there and say that was Shang-Chi.
it had to be.
It had to have been Shang-Chi.
I mean,
I thought he would be perfect to take on Naruto after enjoying his other films and understanding his forte in creating solid dramas about people. I became convinced that there is no other director for Naruto. He also then goes on to say that he's met with Destin. They're working together on the script, so that's exciting. That to me is the biggest takeaway from all of this, because we've seen from a lot of these anime adaptations of they either can't fit all the story into the thing, or it doesn't feel like it has the spirit of the show or movie that it's adapting. Having Kishimoto on board, I think, sets this film up for great success, because we saw Shang-Chi. We know that Destin is a fantastic director, a fantastic martial artist director at that, with the properties that he's worked with. And so Naruto's fight scenes are going to be killer. Like Kakashi versus Zabuza, which I assume would be the first movie, is going to be insane.
yeah.
So that gives me hope. Also, the first arc of Naruto, I think, is very easy to make a movie. We've talked about this before, where it's just the land of waves.
I mean, at least that's where you hope to start with that movie. But like, I'm
Yeah.
very curious what direction they do go with, and like, there's a lot that it. Look, I'm very open to live action adaptations, as you saw. Like, One Piece came out, and I thought that met with great success, in my opinion, considering like the difficulty that is One Piece to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're going to do a movie, which to me is even harder to adapt because you have less time to tell that story, even though you have a bigger budget.
Right.
So it might look nice, but it might not be able to tell the story the way you might like it because you don't have the time to tell. And especially with anime, they love those damn really extending the story, like with like backstories with everybody. So
you don't want the million flashbacks and us going through Kakashi's head as he's stuck in the water transformation jutsu for 10 episodes.
Like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have time for all that.
They're gonna shrink it down into like a 10-minute fight. It's gonna be great. It's probably the best way to see that fight.
I think, and some of the classmates, dude, it's gonna shrink. But you're not gonna see everybody, and if you do see everybody, there's some people are gonna get nerfed in terms of speaking roles and time.
I mean, they can always omit Kiba. We won't care.
Hey, relax. You don't have to like screw everyone. I'm just saying, like,
I just
Team
said
7.
Kiba.
It's gonna focus on Team 7, and everyone else will probably play back. You know,
we can diss Kiba, but we gotta get Akamaru. Come on.
Yeah, no, he can show up.
How are you gonna have Akamaru, not Kiba?
We'll make it work.
Kiba at least looks.
He a
really
creative
cool.
director. He know how to do this.
So let's go with that. Didge, what are your thoughts on the movie?
Like Mike said, the Land of Wave arc, it definitely can work. He's shown how he knows how to do martial arts and sort of fantastical martial arts at that, where like Shang-Chi, it was very much a martial arts film with power. So like we've seen him do it. It's a plus that Kishimoto is going to be a part of it. It's will their vision be allowed to be their vision uninterrupted? That's the only thing. And I think that's always the hindrance with a lot of these live actions is you come in with a vision and then for some reason, one way or the other, it gets interrupted. And I'm still on the fence whether or not that'll happen here. I don't know what production studio is involved.
It's Lionsgate.
Yeah, they're on a roll right
reference
now.
John Wick.
Okay, so that's a little bit more comforting then. Seriously. I think I'll go on record, as I said in the Discord. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Not bad considering all the track record of live action anime adaptation, especially.
Yes, live action has been very hit or miss.
Yeah, but this is a renaissance. Like it happens to all of them. But comic books, they made it out of the dark times, and video games have had their moments. So,
and I will say that the ones that have had their creator directly involved
right,
have fared far more successful than the ones where the creators either left or they just never were there.
Right. Jamie?
Yeah. What was the question?
Oh my God.
How you looking forward to it at all?
Am I looking forward to? Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't just start talking about nothing. Then
just a movie. Yes. Yeah, what do you think about the
movie? I'm curious to see how everything's gonna work out. I'm also cautiously optimistic about this. Having the creator involved is a very good sign. That we'll have a mostly faithful, if not somewhat faithful, adaptation of Naruto. And I think this is another opportunity to kind of tighten some things up where, Naruto is infamous for like a lot of filler and some people argue like you should watch it. Some people are like, oh, you can skip it. I know for me, that was one of the things that was kind of holding me back as far as watching Naruto.
Who was telling you to watch the filler?
Christian, he's not here. I'm just gonna say it. Nobody needs to watch the filler. It's okay.
Oh yeah, Christian was trying to lead you astray.
I mean, it's a lot of backstory. It does fill in a lot of holes.
Some of them are good. Some of them are based on the novels. So those are cool.
They're not all throwaway.
No.
Yeah. Right. Mike did bring up, or was it one of either you or Mike Joel brought up a good point that it is a movie, so they don't have as much time to kind of like develop these stories and the characters. Right. So that does concern me a little bit. It's not easy trying to adapt something that was a show into a movie or vice versa, like trying to, I guess, traverse different mediums. But I am cautiously optimistic. I feel like I'm more curious about just the way that Naruto is gonna look, since he kind of has like it's not a super out there hairstyle like Goku's is, but it's still, it's a little funky. We'll see if will they just do like a spike tips kind of thing, or I don't know. I'm curious to see what will happen there. But yeah, cautiously optimistic. Looking forward to hearing more news and hopefully seeing something in the future. I guess I have no idea if it'll be in the future, but the future.
I agree with that. Trevon, how do you feel about Naruto becoming a live action movie?
Watched a couple movies, so you have some experience here.
I've seen.
I hope the movie is not like those.
Well, not all the movies was trash. Not all the
the ones Trevon saw were.
Oh yeah, never mind. I forgot you didn't make it to the
good.
I'm excited for Desmond. He's great. I love Shang-Chi, as I've talked about many times. Can't wait to see the character again. This sounds like it'll push that back farther, so I'm a little salty about that. But that's okay. But anyway, so I'm happy that he's getting to do this. I'm excited for it. Yes, I've seen some of the scenes. I just want to see how the running's gonna look. That's my first thought. I want to see how this running gonna look. I want to see.
That's probably the easiest thing to accomplish.
Yeah.
I don't think
I want to see how that's gonna look. I'm just curious.
Kids are gonna be running this because they already do. So
they already do. Yeah.
Oh, I read something that was like the Naruto run became a thing because like they didn't want to animate their arms moving.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I wonder will they keep
not a
it the same.
No.
But it kind of is a thing now. So do you do it? Do you not do it? I don't know.
You do it.
It's fun now. It looks cool.
Yeah, I feel like you do it.
You have Naruto
start
only
with the
do
9
it
tails
at a
attack.
reception.
Need the kids excited about this too. Like, okay, like
Oh, they'll be excited regardless.
Oh yeah,
man. But I'm saying if they see that run in the movie, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Goes back and still on Fortnite. They got him.
Gosh.
They got him.
You asked a question. Sorry.
So,
Didge, right?
Do they start with the 9 tails attack?
Oh, I was talking to Brandon about this yesterday off air. Yeah, that's the thing I'm most interested in, right? Because Naruto, love it. That story is full of potholes. Because let's be real, Kishimoto was just like making up parts of it as he went along. So, with the benefit of hindsight, starting with the 9 tails and Minato versus Kurama, that could be a killer opening.
It would be a great opening. Speaking of what you talk about the plot holes that changing, did you know that they said that the original final boss for Naruto was supposed to be Zabuza's brothers? Because he didn't plan that far along. This is very early, like during probably when he was writing the Land of Waves.
The 7 Swordsmen of the Mist.
Yeah, he didn't think that far enough. He was like, oh well, the rest of the swordsmen will show up, and you see how much that changed since.
oh yeah.
So that's why I'm excited with Kishimoto's involvement specifically, because like not only does that like give me the relief of like, yeah, maybe they'll get this right, but also he in these quotes did say he wants to tell a new version of this story.
Ooh.
So now what does the refined version of Naruto look like?
Yeah, you definitely start off with the attack then, because that's a perfect way to introduce the world and tell you where we are with this.
And it's going to convince everybody that the third Hokage was trash because he never told this kid his dad was the fourth.
I mean, I'll be right along with them. I'll be in the front lines with them talking about how trash he is, so that's fine.
I mean, they let that little boy defend for himself, basically, and be mistreated by the whole village.
This kid is royalty, man.
If we being honest, he let 2 kids just have nothing. Sasuke just fared a little better, I guess.
Guess.
Did he?
We don't know. We never saw his home life. We don't know what he was
No,
doing.
but like look at how Sasuke turned out. I don't think he
That's also true.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old saying, I want to kill my brother.
That's also
Right.
that's also
Yeah.
true.
I mean, it seems fine until that moment, until like that whole seeing his spoilers, the clan be, I don't want to say too
We
much.
don't know.
There's people. I don't want to spoil it for people.
The Uchiha die. There. we got
Look,
it
man,
out.
this series is
clan eradication.
I did get past that part, so we're good.
Okay, like, I didn't know what people were. I don't want to spoil.
No, but that's another thing where I'm like, one thing that would have scared me if Kishimoto wasn't involved is what happens with Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, because
That's the core.
they are
Sakura.
10, 11, 12 years old, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not common for a blockbuster movie being led by, tweens.
That's a good
So, and then looking at what happened with Avatar Last Airbender just a week ago, right? Of like,
Right.
the childish nature of Aang was removed.
Mhm.
And
point.
Naruto being an immature, stubborn brat
Gotta keep
is
that,
a
though.
core part of his character.
Yeah.
So
You
what
know?
do we do?
To be clear,
We-
the show is
Yeah.
great. To be clear,
The show is good.
Yeah,
The show's good.
We did.
I
Yeah.
I was watching a video essay to your point, Mike, where the guy was saying like he's like, I can kind of see where people are coming from with people saying like Aang's not as like fun or like childish, but he also feels like the whole world for that series is completely different, where the adults are just a lot more depressed and not as happy. So
Yeah.
that kind of, I guess, like fell back onto Aang's character, where he's not as happy because like nobody's as happy as they were in this
Yeah,
series.
there was zero whimsy in that world.
Yeah.
And that's a disservice.
Yeah.
Because
He-
Avatar is nothing but whimsy. But anyway,
Yeah.
in Naruto's case, by making that choice, it did affect that entire world of Avatar. So that's why I'm like, what do we do with Naruto? Because Naruto's annoying, and he's intentionally made to be kind of annoying. But
Literally
I can
down to
definitely
his
see
awful.
ninja registration ID badge. It's literally him in makeup making a fool of the whole registration.
Yeah, like he's literally nicknamed Hyperactive Knuckleheaded Ninja.
he
But
is
I can
the
see. Go ahead.
Dennis the Menace of Ninja. Like that. I don't know. Again, I don't know if people are old enough to remember Dennis the Menace, but that is what he is in
Yeah.
anime form. You know what I mean?
So will they do that? That like, will they have the guts to do that? Because somebody's gonna be like, well, this is a we need this to make like $500 million at the box office, so we need to make this Shippuden, right? Because Shippuden's probably the easier version of Naruto to make an action star.
True.
I feel like if Kakashi was more involved, or what's the other guy that was his teacher before Kakashi?
Aruka, but now let's stick with Kakashi. Nobody need to see Aruka.
Lucas
well.
should have a role in
Wow.
the movie.
He can show for a little bit.
He's the teacher. He's the teacher.
Yeah, if Kakashi or Aruka, I guess 2% Aruka somewhere
Yep.
are more present in the film, then I could see them kind of leaning into Naruto being a little bit more annoying. But I know just with my experience watching The Last of Us with my parents, my mom was like, oh my God, Ellie is so annoying. And it's like, in the first game, she was annoying, but then you see her mature, and she, instead of being annoying, she's like, starting to open up with Joel, and you really start to like her.
Right.
And so I feel like if you have like that adult to play off of, or like at least somebody that's a little bit more mature, it's a little bit easier to accept an annoying character, because eventually, they'll like mellow out and start to vibe with the rest of the cast. So that would be tricky if Kakashi's not involved early on.
It was a character arc, so he needs to evolve, become that character. Obviously, you don't have as much time to tell it because it's a movie. He'll have less time than even Aang had in his own show. So, and hopefully, if it's good, they'll get sequels. But you can't really depend on that either. So you got to tell your story, get in, get out, and leave it open for more.
Yeah, you can't tell the story with the expectation of you're going to get a second chance.
Right. Finish whatever story you're telling, and then leave things open, but not like you gotta like now. You can't leave us also like wanting that much more, because you're like, you know what it is,
Yeah.
There's a lot there with these animes.
Yeah, to what Didge was saying earlier about having Minato fight Kurama at the start of the film. Those are the things that I'm interested in. Like if you show that attack and then you show Aruka and Kakashi, because they're like teenagers when that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
That can be your lead in and like bring those characters back a little bit more, because Kakashi's not some random shinobi in this universe. He does have connections to Naruto and his family. So if you kind of tie that together, especially because Itachi was like part of the Yambu at that point too. So you have all that kind of work together. I do think you have to cut the rest of the kids though, because Now
That's
you're
what I
just
mean.
running out of time.
Yeah, some people and it happens with fighting game movies too. Yeah. Some characters
Yeah.
are just gonna get nipped and really
Yeah.
lessened. And
Yeah,
Sometimes
there's a lot of
they'll
teams.
throw
I
a
mentioned-
random one in.
There's like 4 main teams, right?
right. But none of them are in this first arc anyway. They're not introduced until the tuning exams.
Right,
So-
right.
So that's why it's like you don't do the thing where we're gonna throw everything in the first movie. Like tell this story well, and then figure out the tuning exams, because that's when it gets weird. I don't know how you make that a movie. First arc you can make a movie. Tuning exams you cannot.
Tuning exam.
I feel like
sounds
you
fun,
could make
though.
that a movie.
Yeah, tuning exam.
The tuning exams might literally be 2 movies though. Like you make the you probably have to make the first part of the exams 1 movie, and then you end it kind of with the invasion. Second part is the invasion, and then you finish it out.
And you see, Didge, that's already a trilogy, so that's almost a decade of movies right there. You see the problem we run into?
Yeah. Damn it.
And this is why, again, it should be a show, but it's already an anime.
Yeah.
show.
One
I
is
mean, to
the
be fair, they
first
could
movie,
retool
they
it.
get the arc, and then they move to show format.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be unprecedented.
Exactly. We're here to make money move.
I'm all for like movie and then show fillers on TV and then movie and then show.
I mean, that's kind of what Marvel and Star Wars are doing a little bit.
Kind of.
Not
These kids really putting
exactly.
in work.
Seriously.
Gotta do homework.
I think that's the thing I'm most interested in though. Like I want to see who's about to be Naruto, who's about to be Sasuke, who's about to be
How
Sakura.
young are they?
Who's Kakashi? Like there's so many.
We know who's gonna be. I'm kidding. We don't know.
I'm starting the agenda. Michael B. Jordan for Kakashi. He's owed.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
This man put in
for
too much work.
Kakashi's wife. Kakashi has a wife now. That's me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess you could be Reen if you want. Doesn't end well.
Don't
I mean,
end
you
well.
know, what did I always tell you guys? Let me be the person in the background that you either see or they die. You know, I'm on set. I have a good time. I leave. That's it.
Michael B. Jordan as Kakashi, Megan Thee Stallion as the Raikage. Done.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I hope it gets that far.
It'll be interesting casting wise, because I don't remember which interview this was, but apparently Kishimoto has made comments about the certain races of his characters,
I
and
was
so
gonna ask.
yeah,
How
kind of
mixed and
comments.
matched? Yeah.
so apparently he's just like, yeah, Naruto's a white kid.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not
looks like
surprised. That blonde hair, blue eyes goes a long way in letting you believe that.
Yeah.
Right, but also
Yeah.
like anime be anime sometimes.
That's also
I
true.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He
when
likes
they
Ronaldo a
announced
lot.
that Walker Scoville is Naruto, the
Yeah.
internet's going freak.
They're like, what the fuck? I mean, he's white. They look at him.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think Simu Liu gets a role? I saw his name literally trending right after I saw the Naruto. After I
Yeah.
saw the director
Who was it?
Maybe.
Simu. He got cast.
Simu?
He was
Simu got-
trending immediately.
Simu as
after they
Kakashi
named
is
the
almost
director.
is a given, right? No, does it
That's
feel that
almost
way?
too easy, but
That's what I mean.
Make-
It's too easy.
make him guy. That'd be so.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no,
that would
no,
be.
fuck
That'd be
Make him
fun.
Orochimaru. Go crazy with it.
Oh my god, you can't do
I
that.
don't know if I want that.
He's
Why
not.
not?
He's still too young, I think.
Can y'all type these names out that y'all just said so I can look these people up?
Probably looks like Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
Like-
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what y'all saying.
You don't think how old do you think Orochimaru was at the beginning of Naruto?
Well, he's ageless at this point because he can.
That's also fair.
but
I'm gonna start pulling pictures up for Trevon because he's
all right,
lost.
Orochimaru is old though.
You gotta
Like,
figure Orochimaru was probably in his mid to
40s.
late. You think I was gonna say mid to late 30s
Because you
you
look
got
at Jiraiya.
because you got to figure Kakashi was probably mid 20s by the time Naruto started.
Who was
That's
Kakashi?
interesting.
Kakashi.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Kakashi's
Yeah.
mid-20s.
That's interesting.
That's
So yeah,
older.
Orochimaru.
Orochimaru was probably a good 10 years older than them.
We're gonna find someone.
For
for him.
Simu?
Jiraiya's
Something
like
different.
60, right?
Oh,
I
need
don't
to
know. You
find-
might be right.
No, you need to get
Let's
someone
see.
that's like androgynous.
You
You have
get-
to go there.
A
Yeah,
that's
nasty
fair.
person.
You have to. They don't. They're
Did you say a
neutral.
nasty person?
Yeah, get a nasty person.
A nasty person.
You were right, Joel. Jiraiya was 50 in
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're old as fuck, bro.
Orochimaru doesn't look old as fuck.
No,
He
again,
doesn't. No,
Even now in Boruto, he doesn't look old.
He doesn't.
It doesn't like, but again,
because he experiments himself.
Right.
Himself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he can cast someone younger for him because of that.
For Orochimaru and Tsunade, you can go.
Yes,
You can
because
go a little
she also
younger.
lies about her age.
Yeah, but
The both of
apparently,
them.
Sakura is European. So, like, in one of the interviews,
Really?
is anybody Asian in the cast?
Yeah,
Sasuke.
Sasuke,
Sasuke.
Kakashi is
Interesting.
Guy probably. I mean, there's a lot of Guy in like.
Oh yeah, Guy for
Rock
sure.
Lee.
Just because I feel like they obviously were based off of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
But like clearly Guy
Right in the
was.
cast
And
was-
yeah.
the power of youth.
I like this guy.
No, but like when those casting calls go out, and I just if the internet freaks out about this, it's gonna be crazy because like
I
thought
feel
they were
like-
all Asian.
They will freak out.
I feel like
No
if
matter
they
who it
know
is.
that
Whitewashing.
Kishimoto's involved, they might not, because then they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, this is what he envisioned."
Right.
Yeah, he specifically referenced Dakota Fanning as Sakura. This was like a decade ago. She's too
I was
old.
going to say
hold
he's
on, man.
way off. Like, what? That's not happening.
This is not a new interview.
Yeah,
this was
this
still
is-
in the Shonen Jump days for Naruto.
Yeah, we gotta get someone really young now. Fuck.
So let's see, Dakota Fanning, like, but young. I don't know.
We can find this. Some girl.
We will make a fan cast video another day. 'Cause I can't figure this out.
I
Here
can't
on
think
the
of that
spot.
right now either.
I need to be casted today for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is like if this movie gets made in 3 years, everybody we're thinking of is already too old.
That's also
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
You gotta find them even younger than what you're thinking about right now.
You gotta watch Disney Channel. Like,
Yeah,
you know what? They'll
exactly.
grow.
Oh, gosh.
They'll grow in.
Oh my
All the
goodness.
kid shows. They're gonna go
No,
into it.
Not
He's gonna go
scouting
into
on
it.
Disney Channel.
I'm gonna ask my niece, like, all right, who's your favorite actors right now?
When she, I know, I wouldn't know any actors if you asked me at that age. I'm like, I don't know.
No, she's
They're
probably
cool.
just gonna name shows, and I'll just have to look like, oh, okay, cool.
So and so on X show. you
Yep.
know?
Right.
You just said it. One Percy Jackson. That's it. Boom.
He might be too old by the time.
Yeah.
By the
And-
time, yeah, by the time this
I
starts
want-
filming, he's already going to be Shippuden age.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
and he's
Naruto's
gonna be
50.
busy with probably Percy Jackson still.
Right. And possibly Link. No, I'm kidding. We have no idea. But that would be fun.
I would be
What?
down.
Yeah, he'd be
Let
cool
him have
with
it. Why not?
that. Right.
I'd be down.
All right, so that's Naruto talk for the so yes, that was fun. I can't wait. I just to find out more information, more so than to actually, see what comes of this, because we've been scarred in the past. So
Yeah, they don't even have a script or anything, right? Like this
right,
is
he's still
this is
he's gonna
literally
write
the
it.
first. Yeah,
This
okay.
is what I'm
Oh,
wondering about.
man.
So what is he gonna write? What does he get to Naruto after Shang-Chi 2? Does he do Shang-Chi 2 first, then go to Naruto? That's what I'm.
I would assume he's on Shang-Chi 2 already.
Hopefully. But
Well, I think this just replaces the Avengers movie he was working on. I guess that leads us
Possibly.
into the,
Oh
to the
yeah,
next
that makes
topic.
sense.
But,
Wasn't he doing
yeah, he
something
dropped
else
out
too,
of
though?
Avengers and then picked this up. That's what I assume.
yeah, he's all good for him though. Bless you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're actually speaking of the Avengers. Let's move on to the Avengers.
Oh,
We had an article come out the other day talking about Avengers 5 and the status of Kang and what's going on there. So apparently, we've had a couple, nothing super new, but nothing we already don't know. We obviously know they're recasting Kang at the very least, or removing him completely. That's still up in the air, but it seems more likely that they'll recast him. And obviously, Kang Dynasty will probably not be called Kang Dynasty anymore. They'll have to change the name to what? I do not know. Maybe it's Secret Wars 1 and 2.
Didge's
Who knows?
Dynasty.
Didge's Dynasty? Why not?
I've become the new overarching villain for the MCU.
Oh, Didge is the Beyonder. I could see it.
Man,
I remember you when you're famous, Didge.
I like it. Him in the disco white suit. I can see it. So yeah, I mean, what was in that article, Mike? Right here.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So from the Hollywood Reporter, it's basically Marvel execs probably Disney execs, because Bob Iger took over and all of a sudden there's a shakeup, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Execs are not looking for a reboot, but more of a creative retooling. Take that how you want. I guess it's essentially they're not scrapping plans entirely, more like a pivot, like with Kang. I honestly feel like they will just drop Kang and make Avengers 5 the new Avengers, which is probably what that movie should have been anyway, because we don't have a team of Avengers right now as it stands in the first place. So to jump into this massive arc with Kang and then Doom or whatever's happening with Secret Wars, I feel like we do just need a standard Avengers movie. So that might be how they want to approach that. And another quote was they're looking for their next Robert Downey and Chris Evans because they feel like they haven't found their new pillars. I'd argue Spider-Man was, but Tom Holland doesn't feel like he wants to be here much longer anyway.
I think, but I also think with Sony having input at all, they only have so much. You know, like how far can we go with a Spider-Man? Even though I do believe they do expect him to be a pillar as long as he's part of their universe. They just probably won't say it out loud. But I agree with that. I do think they just will recast Kang. He just won't be as prominent as like Kang Dynasty. Like you said, I like the idea of like the next Avengers movie just being new Avengers, reintroducing the world to these new Avengers so that they're set up going forward as the Avengers that we know. Right. This new Avengers to go forward, and then Secret Wars makes more sense. Like, so it's not just story. It's just like new introduction, blah, blah, blah. Maybe the Kang story evolves. Like I've been saying, like, I think a lot of people, that theory has been thrown out there that like the Beyonder becomes a Kang, is a Kang variant. And that's just how they move on from Jonathan Majors and that whole thing, and have that maybe an older version of him as the Beyonder. And he's moved past Kang, and he is, there is something higher than that. Whereas before, I think Kang was just Endgame, at least at that point. Yeah. And then of course, I don't know when it comes to they might have casted them recently. Who knows? So there's a lot of. You have the X-Men coming. They just casted the Fantastic Four. There's a lot of major pieces they have coming that can easily take over as the next pillars. It's just we got to get there. It's gonna take a little bit. So. Didge, what is your thoughts on these?
The main thing that stuck out was I don't like that they immediately came out and was like, we're looking for our next RDJ and Chris Evans, because it makes it sound like they're going to try to force it. Like, let that sort of come.
Well, remember,
naturally.
Marvel hasn't actually said any of this.
That's also fair. That's also fair. But I don't like that even at this, whoever this is, who they're talking to is like letting people know that, because it's like, it lets you know how much they're like, well, we have to force this type of thing. Like, even if it is internally that they're talking to each other, it's like, sort of let it grow. Focus on making good stories regardless of who that person is. And then when you create the good stories, then that's where you will find your people who are your pillars. If you focus on making a good Shang-Chi story or making a good next Spider-Man story, making good next Wakanda story, wherever that goes with Shuri, then you start to create your pillars. You start to create the people who the general public is going to be like, well, I can't wait to see them again. I can't wait to see them all team up. And you don't sort of, like trying to force the issue. I think that's when you start making missteps, and that's when you start getting the overcorrections of obviously everything that happened with Jonathan Majors probably was the nail in the coffin with Kang. But we heard time and time again about how they kind of were shook the way that Ant-Man went down and how they just thought that was going to be the thing. But because they were trying to force the issue of, well, we know that this Kang is going to be the person, when it didn't go the way that they wanted, they kind of overcorrected. And I think now keeping that mindset, you're just going to line yourself up to do that again.
Yeah. Especially with Quantumania. I don't know if it was ever a good idea to make Kang the main villain in that movie anyway.
No.
That was probably a bad idea to start, whether you like the movie or not. I never agreed with that. Jamie, what do you think?
I kind of feel like this whole I kind of feel like this situation is really unfortunate because I really enjoyed Jonathan Majors' performance as Kang. And even though I was not a fan of Quantumania, and I don't think that Kang was well represented in that movie. I was still looking forward to seeing more from him. So as far as just like pivoting away, I especially thinking about like doing a new Avengers movie, like who are they going to be up against? And not that it necessarily needs to be that way, but now I feel like just with the culture created around Marvel movies and especially around like Avengers films, like they kind of have become like events, like we're expecting to have like a big battle and everybody is supposed to get like really, I guess, emotionally invested into it. And if it's kind of like new Avengers, but they're all kind of trying to feel each other out and get to know each other. Of course, every Marvel movie has a villain, but that's to different degrees. I don't know. I'm not super optimistic about this retooling. I have to be honest. Like Mike said earlier, this none of this has been confirmed, and it's all rumors. I'm sure once news actually does come out, there'll be some more details that make me feel a little bit more comfortable. But for right now, I'm a little bit concerned about the MCU's immediate future. Not necessarily everything as a whole, but the immediate future, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. I don't think it makes no sense to pivot so quickly, especially when everything surrounding the multiverse and how connected they connected Kang to the main storyline. So a variant of Kang just makes sense, whether it's major or not. Just recast. I don't see why it's so hard for them to do that at this point. But
I've said this before, and I'll say it again here. Kang has only appeared in one film. And like that's why to me it's an easy pivot, because if you didn't watch Loki, Kang is not important to you, and so if you just make a new Avengers movie with the Masters of Evil or the Serpent Society or whatever they want to do, and I think that's the problem, is that make the Avengers important. Like if you're telling a story with Sam and Carol, and Shuri and Shang-Chi, right? That should be the driving force, not the villain, I feel like, because we don't have a connection to that group of Avengers. Much how Loki kind of took a backseat in the first Avengers movie. It has to be hero focused anyway, because that's why they feel like they don't have their Robert Downey or their Chris Evans, because they didn't put the time into any of these characters to make them that. Right? Like we had 2 Iron Man movies before the first Avengers movie even came out.
Right. And everyone had their own solos.
Right. And so we like Shang-Chi. Bring him back. We haven't seen him. Like we like these characters.
Yeah.
Put them in something together to make this work. Because Black Panther came out and we haven't heard from anybody in Wakanda ever since. Shuri's the Black Panther. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people forgot that.
Yeah. You got to reintroduce everyone again. And you got to make, like you said, everyone has to remember. And look, when it comes to pillars, the Avengers are pillars of this universe. The X-Men are eventually going to be pillars. Now, that's something I don't think you got to work to the next saga. But still, that's future pillars. You know what I mean?
Even with like going back to Wakanda Forever, you not only did you leave that movie with Shuri as Black Panther, you left that movie. Namor is still out there. We know that Telecom's still doing something. When are we hearing anything about them again? Like, so it's
get rid of Surface World. We keep saying so.
He does, yeah.
I mean, the memes of Sue Storm and Namor are everywhere, and I can't wait for that interaction.
but that could be the next plot, because I'm going to be honest, like as far as the movies go, they spent way more time setting up Namor
for sure.
Kang.
They did, but because the end game is Secret Wars, I think it has to be a multiversal threat. But if that's where they're going, and it seems like everything's pointing that way.
Yeah, but that's why I think that's why I think cutting Kang entirely is on the table. Because if they're looking at it and they're saying, hey, this didn't really work for us anyway, because Secret Invasion ties into all this too at some point. It's like all of these things didn't really work, but lucky for us, we can cut our losses, because as far as the movies are concerned, we never referenced this really, outside of the Ant-Man movie that nobody remembers.
Yeah, right. And like I said, you could just retool Kang. You don't have to necessarily cut Kang. Like I said,
well, remember, Mike's for the cutting Kang part.
That's I know, but
I'm just saying it makes sense. If they figure out how to make this work, I'm cool with that.
I'm saying retool it because you have the Beyonder. To me, should be the villain of the Secret Wars. and that's where we know it's going. And I think
That's
that'll
fair.
be their end game. So I think just making him you could just separate it all together. You're right, but I just connecting it won't hurt them. Is what I'm saying.
It won't, but if they really think they need to retool any of this in the first place,
right,
a clean break might be the easiest option.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
against
fair.
it. And my idea is like if they do go and let's say they do recast, and let's whether they were looking at someone like Coleman Domingo or someone like that. They already casted Pedro Pascal. They're both Hispanic apparently. So I'm like, there's a connection there, right? That'd be really cool. Like very different, right? Different way to get there, but still interesting considering they're possible relatives.
Right.
Anyway, Trevon, what do you think about Avengers 5?
I'm really excited for just them to get moving, get stuff going. The Kang thing, sad about it, but I didn't like how he went out at the end of Ant-Man anyway, so I was like, the tease of him. That's not for me with the recasting thing. The only way it's like complicated to me is because of the end credit scene, and like you saw so many versions of him.
The
like,
million Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of difficult,
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
I think to what he was saying though, and I'm sad that he's gone to not hear it. You can easily you can fix that by doing the Beyonder, and he's an older one, where it's yes, this is this council, but I got rid of them because I wanted to make sure it is just me.
Right.
Like
he's the new Haven who remains, but like reverse.
Yeah.
Like with kind of like thirst with power. It's like a younger. It's weird, but yes, it's something like that. Like this version 8. Maybe it is the Kang that got like pushed off, whatever, in Ant-Man, because we don't know what happened to him, and he actually aged up.
Yeah.
And now his wants revenge. And it's it's.
And
I get it. You know what I mean?
Jing is a very good way to talk about, to make it to be a completely different actor, because you look different as you age.
Right, exactly.
Sorry, I'm back now. So I'm excited for what they're going to do. I just want to see what's going to happen next. I just want to see, like I said, I just want to see Shang-Chi. I actually really like when in Avengers Age of Ultron, when they were all hanging out, like stuff like that is fun to me.
Right.
They don't have to be doing powers. It's just fun to see the characters that I like interacting.
Yeah.
So I'm always for that. That's why I like when they are in movies together. Solos are cool, but I love when they all come together. So it doesn't have to be a big super event. It could be, it could be something smaller. Now we got Fantastic Four. I mean, that means Doom is in play. That there's a lot of things they can do. I just can't wait for it to get started. I can't wait to see the Agatha show. I can't wait to see Ironheart. Like, I just can't wait to get this stuff rolling again. So the retooling, do what you're gonna do. Just let me see something.
Right.
It's giving DCEU. I hate to say it, but like
I wouldn't go that far.
In the sense that they wanted to do a thing, the audience didn't necessarily respond to it the way they were hoping for, and now they're scrambling to change it.
I think that's less because of the response and more because of what they had to fire him. That's kind of where
that's a big part. But like in this article, it is saying that they didn't like the direction this was going anyway, and that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania basically blindsided them.
Yeah,
because they legitimately thought that was
the fact that it blindsided them is worrying to me.
Yeah, that part's concerning.
It's amazing how shook they were, because like I said, that's not the first time that we've heard somebody say like, yo, Marvel was really blindsided by Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it's like, how though?
Yeah,
did we all watch the same movie?
It's not even that. It's like I feel like every Ant-Man since Ant-Man 1 has just not performed as well, or like people don't take to it as much as they do other Avengers films.
It's Ant-Man, Jamie.
I know. So to think that Ant-Man 3 was just gonna magically do so much better, I'm like, how did you follow that line of logic?
I think what Trevon said is right. They thought just sprinkling in Kang was like, we getting them there.
No. Sprinkles on shit is still shit.
I don't think Ant-Man and Wasp is shit though. That's my thing. I don't
think it's shit either, but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I do, but regardless.
look, the movie wasn't. I don't know. For me, I didn't hate the movie until. I always talk about it so many times. At the end and what he did when he was blasting everybody, and all of a sudden it worked.
Yeah,
that annoyed the shit out of me. I was like, "What is that? What happened there?" But that was like,
should have died.
they should have.
I'm not even, because we can debate.
Yeah, we can debate that forever.
Yeah,
we can debate Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania's quality, and what worked and what
You want to look
all day
into it? We
long.
talked about it last year. Go look it up.
Yeah, like we could debate that all day long. I think the point is they hinged all of their bets on an Ant-Man movie. And
that's frustrating.
The problem.
That's insane.
I don't believe that. My problem is all why would you? My biggest issue is putting that villain, your main villain, up against Ant-Man, where you can't have Ant-Man lose in his own movie. It makes no sense.
You could have. Why
can't?
That would have been a big shot. It would have been a big shot if they did it.
Loses. It doesn't make any sense.
Infinity War did it.
So Joel, hear me out. If you're making the greatest TV show ever made, right? You're making this Marvel Cinematic Universe. A main character should be able to die in their own franchise. Because if this is the overarching story you want it to be, I shouldn't be able to go into every movie and be like, oh yeah, Ant-Man's gonna be fine. Even though he's fighting the greatest power.
It's a track record of none of them dying in their own movie. So
be like Game of Thrones, take a risk.
Welcome, Brandon.
Everybody,
we're talking Marvel.
That's
chaos.
what they should have did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I do believe someone should have died in that movie. It didn't have to be Ant-Man.
He could have at least been trapped in the quantum realm or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
It didn't have to be a happy ending either. I agree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It really didn't.
I don't think that's where the issues started. I really feel like
adding Kang as the villain was the issue.
I thought somebody did get trapped there.
Kang did.
Originally, Kang got trapped somewhere else now.
But they got trapped too, though. I thought they did.
No, nobody. Everybody made it home.
They were supposed to,
got trapped,
and then they got out.
Then they got out.
Right.
Yeah.
They got trapped initially, and then they got out. Yeah.
I don't
It's
remember
so
how they
long.
got out.
I've not watched that movie again.
I watched it before.
Yeah, no.
I watched it a few times after. I'm like, what is this?
Why did you do that?
Was Thor Ragnarok was not Thor Ragnarok. Thor Love and Thunder was that after that, right?
That was before that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ant-Man was last year. Thor was the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So movie wise, I'm gonna ask the question because you guys are following this way closer than I am. First in the chat, Brandon is considering Eternals as a palate cleanser. He's been so out of it. I don't think you've watched Eternals yet. So if you haven't, it's a fun one. And the game's also great.
It's a wild statement.
What have the movies done to establish the new Avengers team and the multiverse saga? Because it feels like all the multiverse stuff has been on Disney Plus. Am I wrong about that? Or
the only multiverse thing is the and the Marvels. I mean, that was a multiverse thing.
That was a multiverse thing.
Because like
they showed us at the end of Shang-Chi. That was the thing. That was the closest they did to show any.
But that was in the same universe.
They alluded to it.
But I'm saying that's the saying where they showed multiple members of a team getting together. That was the closest I can remember.
That is true.
The 10 rings not being alien or what they couldn't figure out what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense like why they can't figure out what it was. That's before I could not. Like what because I didn't think it was old Kree tech. I thought that was stupid. I'm like that makes zero sense that she wouldn't recognize the Kree tech. But whatever. Now it seems like it's not from that universe.
I remember it started. We have so many theories. Like we saw the rings inside of Ant-Man. Like that he
right. Yeah. And if you watch Quantumania, the ring it does kind of look. You're right. I don't know if that's what they're gonna go.
And then with Miss Marvel, we were like, is it all connected? The rings and where did he get the rings from? Like all that stuff. We still don't know where he got the rings from.
We don't.
The reason I'm asking is because Spider-Man, Multiverse of Madness, those are like standalone stories. It's not like, the multiverse is connecting those stories together, which is why I feel like this saga is so disjointed. Because Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and Wanda and we all thought that stuff was kind of connected, and like Kevin Feige's like, oh yeah, this happened because this happened in WandaVision, but the movies themselves never really state that.
Yeah, they messed up.
So it's kind of like,
what
are we doing?
The Marvels is the only thing that had a direct connection to WandaVision. And nothing else multiverse has happened.
Yeah, I can tell you all
except for the Marvels thing. That's it.
Yeah, you had no.
If you want to look at it,
you had you can't count Shang-Chi yet, but I think eventually that those 10 rings are from the multiverse. The end Quantumania and the end of Marvels, obviously, and that's it. Really.
Okay.
That's it.
If you look at it,
But everything is in this universe, though. The only thing that's not.
Yeah, but the multiverse is like part of the storyline, and then like we're gonna get Deadpool Wolverine, which is super multiverse, right?
Oh, I'm super excited for that. But if you look at it glass half full, maybe things don't connect because they are all in their own universes, you know. So at one point, they'll pull it all together.
Very scared what Fantastic Four is gonna be. Very scared.
I don't know,
but yeah, I feel like that to me, like it wasn't Quantumania, it wasn't Jonathan. I feel like that is the problem with these last couple of phases, where as much flack as we can give the Infinity Saga, even though I love it, every other movie had a MacGuffin, every other movie had an Infinity Stone. They at least were building on top of each other to when it comes together in Infinity War, it works.
Yeah.
This one, it doesn't feel that way. Like if Doctor Strange was in a post-credit scene of all of these movies trying to figure out the multiverse, especially since we have Supreme Strange and What If, and like tying all those things together in some sort of
What If is
multiverse.
Yeah,
it's a show though.
Yeah,
it is. But I'm saying, like, if we're gonna take all these shows and these movies and tie them together, just make Doctor Strange that dude.
The only one we got with Shang-Chi, you're right. That's the only one. Yeah.
Ain't he somewhere? He's saying in the dark dimension doing whatever.
Yeah.
Incursions. Dealing with some type of incursion.
With
trouble.
It's like, I don't know. Marvel, I feel like hasn't been super connected in the way that characters, like other characters will just come into a different character's movie. So it's kind of like bled into the multiverse, where because there's like not as much interactivity or like communication between all of them, they do kind of all feel like isolated incidents, or at least not connected.
Do you know why? It's because they're not friends, because we didn't have an Avengers movie.
A lot of them are.
Black Widow being in a Captain America movie was cool because, like, they're friends now. Whatever.
There's also a lot of these newer movies are introductions to these characters. So they're just entering the world.
Brandon Dustin gonna get tired.
We'll see. Let's see where this all goes. Obviously, look, we know that it's called the Multiverse Saga, and we know the Avengers Secret Wars is the last Avengers movie that we know of. So that's why I'm only going by what they've already stated. Now, will they stay that way? That's up to them. So I'm just trying to fit into their narrative.
Yeah. We do have some good news that came out of this that we didn't know about. Joanna Kahlo from The Bear, writer from The Bear, is working on Thunderbolts, which started filming already. Apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw Florence Pugh said that she already started filming. I was like, oh, what? Didn't know that.
Go.
Good.
And then Eric Pearson was quietly hired to rework Fantastic Four. He co-wrote Ragnarok and Black Widow.
Okay. I love both of those movies. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. See where it goes.
Hopefully they're trending in the right direction, taking the year off.
Yeah, well, obviously,
I think that will be for the best.
I agree. For both universes, obviously, we needed the break. We did. I don't need it. I don't need the break, but I'll take it. I think the world needed it, so let them have it.
The world needed the MCU break, but like we got X-Men 97 coming out, and that looks amazing. And Echo was fun. And Deadpool, everybody loves Deadpool. So like they still have things coming out this year. They're just not tied to Multiverse Saga, which I think is what the world needed a break from. X-Men's
Deadpool's definitely going to be.
Deadpool got some weight on it. I'm sorry. Deadpool, put some pressure on Deadpool. I'll put some pressure on it.
I know Deadpool definitely has. It's a Multiverse Saga movie, believe it or not. It's also going to be fun. It's like one of those.
Yeah, I think
it's kind of a palate cleanser. You know, it's not going to take itself too seriously, is what it's going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think we got Agatha this year. You know, that's actually you know, if we're lucky.
I'm incredibly ready for that.
Yeah, so
they need to get some marketing on that one.
Brandon in the comments, he's saying Shang-Chi needs to hang out with Daredevil.
Yeah, that's why I said that's gonna be
How about
tired.
Iron Fist? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I have
Iron
not
Fist,
seen anything
right?
of Iron, so you can bring him back, get to know him.
Right.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
I mean, in the
Yeah.
movie though, not like
You
a-
can start.
I mean,
you
you
can
could do a
start.
show.
You can
but-
start anew.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
fine.
Start
No.
new. You don't have to do the.
Bring her
Colleen's
back.
Daredevil. Let her do her job. Colleen's Iron Fist. Let her do it. It's
No,
Both Iron Fists.
no,
Let's be real.
no.
Deadpool needs to kill the Marvel Universe to save it.
Yikes!
You know,
Unfortunately,
I
I
because
know
was
what I must
super
do, but I don't
shocked.
have the strength to do it.
Did we talk about the trailer?
of what?
Yeah,
The
Of
Deadpool
Deadpool?
trailer?
Yeah.
it was
We
on our
did,
Super Bowl
when the-
episode.
When the
Yeah,
Super
the
Bowl
Super
happened
Bowl
a few
trailer.
weeks ago.
I don't.
We
feel
can talk
like-
about it again if you have a thought.
I did have a thought. I don't think I mentioned this before. I don't know. Either that or like something crazy is going on, which is possible. I was really shocked to see like Deadpool going through the TVA in the trailer, and that made me like really intrigued as to what might be going on. Because outside of Loki, like nobody has talked about, mentioned, or like been a part of the
TVA.
TVA. So I'm
Nor
really
should
excited
they.
to hear that comes.
Yeah, that
Yeah. But it's exciting to see them
TVA should
like
not be
cross
something
over.
that's known. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's again a
Y'all
weird
are
thing.
absolutely incorrect.
Yeah. I as a fan of the Iron Fist, I don't mind Colleen Wing having it. I just don't do Danny like that. It's fucked up.
Brandon's right. But the TVA
You can have your
not
bias,
being-
but I have mine too. Motherfucker.
the TVA definitely should have been a part of No Way Home or Multiverse of
Mhm.
Madness or something. And that's
Yeah.
where it's like,
One of my
what are we
guys.
doing here?
Have somebody.
I mean, basically, staff's there like, what the hell y'all doing? What is this? Like, them coming in like that. Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, because they're supposed to like come in and like clean stuff up, so they could have had at least one officer. Like, oh my
It
god,
could have been an in credit scene where you
Yeah.
you have them coming, checking, making sure at the end, like, all right, I guess y'all fixed it or whatever.
right?
Sacred
So that way, at
timeline
least
through
like nobody
Spider-Man.
has
Come
to
on
see
now.
them, but we see them.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
would have been nice.
Joel's just like, whatever, man.
I'm okay.
Well, if you didn't see Loki, they would have to explain them. So,
Yeah. If you don't know who they
Yeah.
are, maybe this
See,
is
that's
good.
the thing. I'm like,
know?
we have to commit. Like, either these shows have content that, like, if you want to know, you have to watch the show. You can't keep retelling everything that happens in the show.
I agree. And
and, like,
so
the
we should
first
watch
30
the
minutes of
movie
the movie.
first and then complain that they didn't introduce those, or why were they at and why they're not in it.
That's what we're
like, we
doing. We're
gotta-
saying, why did
We're
they show
not.
up? And
We're
Yeah, we're
already
saying, why didn't they
complaining about
show
they're
up?
not in the trailer. I'm like, well, let's watch the movie and see what they
we're
say
talking
first.
about why didn't they show up in No Way Home or
No,
Somewhere
Yeah, I'm
earlier.
just saying they could have been the
Who
through
cares?
line.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
this. We're talking about this. The
Just have
Deadpool
somebody show
Wolverine.
up. Be like, oh my god, this is a mess, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yep.
On the bright side, we got another universe starting up. We got the DC universe.
Ooh.
Woo!
I thought you meant the Beatles cinematic universe.
We are
really
not
did. I
talking.
honestly
Look,
thought
man,
you
we
were
are
doing
an
that
hour
too.
in. If something's getting cut, it's definitely the BCU.
That's
You know,
perfect for me.
I
Look,
thought there was on the
man.
docket to begin
I got
with.
hot
I'm like,
takes
I was
about
ready.
the
I
Beatles
was ready for it. I
anyway,
was
so
like,
we're
oh,
good.
Hold
I
on.
kind of want to hear it now.
Oh, I
That's-
say
that's
the
fine.
Beatles are overrated.
Oh.
Oh snap!
Uh-oh.
So we can continue
mean,
on. Trust me, I'm perfectly
yeah.
fine.
He ain't,
Alright.
he ain't wrong, but it's what it is. Superman Legacy.
Wow.
Joel, talk to us about this
Yeah.
logo. I'm gonna pull up an image. I forgot to grab it. Superman may have a new logo. Kind of leaked by the set
He might.
photos.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. He might have one. It looks like what we're looking at is a version of the Kingdom Come logo. I don't know if everybody. Well, we'll pull it up soon to look at it.
I'll
but
pull it up in a sec.
yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers the suit from. I don't know how many of you actually watched Crisis on Infinite Earth from CW, but Brandon Routh's new costume
Yep.
had that similar logo, which is a callback to Kingdom Come. Which is really that suit looked really good actually. Anyway, Kingdom Come is a story where, in summary, the heroes of the modern age are like more like anti-heroes. They're not like the classic heroes that we know of, and they've kind of taken
kind of like Injustice.
No, just as like the good guys became bad guys and shit. This one's more like the new heroes are like violent to the point where you can't tell the difference between hero and villain, and the Justice League more or less kind of retired. They're kind of not they're not the main heroes anymore. So Superman retired. They're not there. Whatever. They're there. So there's the logo. Anyway, the point is that it gets to a point where they have something happens. I think something happens with Captain Atom, and they tear his suit open, and it creates like this blows up the Midwest. Basically, a lot of people die because of their crazy asses. So that caused an uproar where now the old guard has to come in and try to clean it up, and there's now a dispute between the anti-heroes of the new age and the old guard, the Justice League of the old age, and then you have like Lex and Batman kind of playing in the middle. So that's what it is. It's basically the anti-heroes versus heroes. That's basically more or less kind of what happens there. So this is the Superman of that him coming back out of retirement, and this is what he looks like more or less.
It's fascinating that
we can't do that.
Rookie Superman has old man Superman's look.
Right. Yeah. Well, at the same time, we also don't know because it's an alternate universe how long he's had that look. It just has black now for all we know.
So let me ask you this, Mike. Is there like a significance to the difference between the logo or Superman just like, let me just get something new?
Well, this is like Joel said, this is from the Kingdom Come storyline, which is one of the biggest storylines in all of DC Comics.
Right.
And again, I think the significance, like Joel said, in universe, no, this is just what Superman looks like in Kingdom Come.
Right.
But from a cultural standpoint, this is a Superman who is older, who is a little weary. That's why it's a strange choice for a younger interpretation. Even when Brett and Ralph wore this in Crisis on Infinite Earths,
right,
he was playing an older Superman, like temples were gray and all that stuff. Like this,
he looked like that.
It's kind of like if Bruce Wayne wore the Batman Beyond suit in the first Batman movie. Where it's kind of like, I guess you can do this, but why are we doing this?
Right. Well, we don't know for sure what the color scheme is going to be, or is it more of a like we were talking about earlier. I wouldn't be surprised or wouldn't be opposed to if it looked something sort of like if they do like the Fleischer look, where it kept the black and red and put the yellow outline around it, and now it looks more like a mixture of Kingdom Come and Fleischer's Superman logo, which again looks just like that with the yellow outline, like more or less. And the S is just a little different. It's just more classic S. But again, that's just going into detail. Like the S doesn't really mean anything. Obviously, if you watch Man of Steel, like they said, like the actual house, the crest means hope or whatever. But for the most part, it's just an S. It's just all it is. There's no significant meaning, more or less, to anything. This might just signify what storyline they're going with. Like maybe there's a reason he chose the Kingdom Come S, because I saw some people theorizing that like this Superman legacy might become the story itself might be like a reverse Kingdom Come, where like you don't have to wait till Superman's old to deal with the antiheroes. You deal with the antiheroes now in a modern day, just like we actually live in the world now that's kind of jaded and doesn't think. Like he actually said it when he was talking about Superman legacy, like he's a good person in a world where like being good is not like cool, you know what I mean? It's just like one of those. That's kind of he is old school, honestly, good guy. You know what I mean? And
that's
look,
when the authority can play in a little bit,
right? And look at that. That makes sense now. If that's the case, the authority are the opposite of the Justice League, in the fact they are exactly what they were talking about in Kingdom Come. Those anti-heroes, that's what the authority are. They're just really, they will kill you. Like they don't really. They're not old school, they're new school. They will just put you down if they feel like it's necessary. And so that opposes what Superman stands for. And so that dichotomy you'll probably see in this movie, where he's an old school hero, even though he's probably newer to the game, trying to live in a world that doesn't see things that way anymore. It's just a jaded society kind of thing. Hopefully, we'll see. That's what that makes a lot of things starting to make sense. That he's been teasing stuff for a long time. It's possible that's where they go. We don't know for sure.
He's also just teased Kingdom Come a lot.
Yes.
Which was always strange to me because I'm like, well, maybe that's the end goal after this 15-year universe. But no, like that, the pieces were always right in front of us of like, yeah, that might be the approach on how they're gonna tackle this.
That's interesting too, if it's the case.
This is the recolor that you were referencing. Leo from Geek League Goods also sent this over. Instead of the black, it does have the classic yellow behind the S, and I think this looks cool. Actually,
I like that. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I'd get a shirt of that.
Yeah, I was always thinking like them using this design, even if they didn't want to go the route of using the Kingdom Come storyline. Obviously, there's always an evolution of his suit, sort of. Every time you see him in a different thing, so you can always use it as a way of, as he sort of comes more into his own, as his own person. You incorporate characteristics because this looks more angular, looks more like. I guess not natural.
Alien?
Yeah, it looks more alien.
Yeah.
So I always looked at it as like it could be this is like a Kryptonian design, and as it gets more to the natural S that we know, he's incorporating parts of his humanity. And his alien.
That was clever. Stop
it. Fire him.
Right
and then hire me. I'm Didge's assistant.
This also makes the Man of Steel line really make sense, right? It's not an S. On my planet, it means hope, right? Because it kind of looks like an S, but no, it is very alien in nature. So
right. That's true. I never thought about it that way. That's a good point. I do. It's interesting. Like at the end of Crisis, it looks like that. It's yellow and red, like when he's flying through the space. Like I do look forward to the suit reveal when they eventually do it.
It has to be soon. Like I don't want it to be a set leak.
That's my thing. It depends on where if they're filming inside for the majority of the month, then they don't have to rush it. But if they eventually, like you said, they're gonna leak, it's gonna get out there.
Look, man, this logo was leaked from a table read.
Yeah.
You think Isabella's not gonna post that on Instagram again?
Right.
Yeah, I wonder what the backlash for her was. Like, I wonder did James Gunn go like, "Yo, don't ever do that again"?
Fire.
She did delete it, so there was a conversation.
Like, stop spoiling shit. We just started.
Dang kids.
It's true. I can't wait for more information, but obviously, I will. I hopefully we expect more from at Comic-Con. Like, hopefully they'll give us more information from that and other things. But
a set leak will happen before Comic-Con.
Oh no, I agree. I agree. Like I said, hopefully they get in front of it. But like, who knows? I'm not sure how James Gunn's gonna handle that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think we're gonna see this in a matter of weeks, honestly, because Superman, like how much filming indoors can you do? This is a character, even if he's being a reporter, he's gonna be out. If he's being Superman, he's gonna be out. It's like
we see Clark or we see Superman first.
Fun fact: Superman Day is June 12th.
Is it now?
Mm-hmm.
It's very close to Comic-Con. That checks out.
We better get some footage. Hopefully, I'm in Hall H to see that footage. Hopefully, they share it online too.
They will.
Hopefully, I am also there.
I'm happy with the picture, but give me something.
Hopefully, I'm there to witness it.
Yeah, give me something. I just need something to chew on. I don't really need everything, but I want something.
I feel like the least he can do is drop a photo very soon.
Yeah. That'd be great. Considering I think they start filming next week?
They did, and
this week?
beginning of March. So probably technically next week because it's gonna be Friday the 1st.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan was like giving some comments about costumes and like how they haven't figured out Lois's costumes yet, which I think is interesting. Like they still don't know what vibe they want to give Lois this close to filming.
I don't know what's so hard. Is it?
That doesn't sound good.
I don't think she does it. I don't think it's very hard to figure out.
Make her a stylish 20-year-old. Like that's not that difficult,
right? Yeah, and incorporate.
I mean, you'd be surprised, dude.
I can understand for one person, but for a team of people, y'all ain't got costume designers. Like,
that's true.
We know the
purple.
modern
All
style.
I ask is purple.
Give me some purples, modern day. I don't even know what they dress like nowadays. But something professional.
She
you know?
is a reporter. She's gonna
Right.
be business casual anyway.
That's
Right.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's what I mean. I don't. The fact they call. I know they gotta call it costume because that's not their everyday wear, but
Yeah,
it's not a costume, you know.
Mhm.
I'm
She could
sure
just come to
something in her
set.
closet is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just come
Right.
to set.
No, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. Superman Legacy right now. Exciting times.
Can't wait.
Nicholas Holt is bald, confirmed. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We saw that. Yeah.
They did.
They added Otis. That was the newest thing when that picture dropped. I'm like, oh shit, Otis in this movie too. They got Tessmacher and Otis, so they got both his Lexus Stooges in this movie. Nice.
Really going for that Superman the movie aesthetic.
Yeah, so callbacks. I'm like, I like it. Nice. Bring it back.
He's got I wonder if Holt's gonna have the Gene Hackman wig now, where halfway through the movie
Stop.
the toupee comes off.
No, stop. Only to a point, please. We don't need the toupee. That was silly to me. Just need to go there. Embrace the baldness. Embrace it.
He can be bald at a young age like Lex was in Smallville. It's fine.
Yeah.
Look, some people bought early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know some
Yeah.
people.
Oh, I knew people too.
I'm one
yeah.
of them.
Oh, there you go. He's like, I'm living it.
I started
I-
balding at 25. Same for my
Poor
dad.
kid. Oh,
Oh.
happens.
It
I
was
get
rough.
you, man. It is rough, but you all
That's
pull it
rough,
off.
buddy.
It's okay.
So how
You
you
look
rock
good.
it, man? Yeah, bald is
Appreciate it.
beautiful. I heard. That's what I hear at least.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
But yeah,
Oof.
Lex is bald, bro. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, so next, let's move on to the next subject at hand. Let's go to. All right, we're skipping Beatles for now, right?
We can skip that eternally.
Oh,
I have one thing to say before we do. This is very
Alright.
small. Why does
Alright.
each member of the Beatles need a movie? This is ridiculous.
Oh, is that what's happening?
No, yes,
That's wild.
it's so insane.
and they're going to be in each other's movies. That's the same actors too. That's why.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's better than the Beatles universe. It's crazy.
Are they
That's
gonna
why-
have like a crossover?
How
film
much
at the
money do you
end?
think this gonna make?
I don't know. They are the biggest. I know Didge doesn't like them, but they're like the biggest. They're one of the
Biggest band of all
bands in the
time,
world. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Somehow.
Yeah.
today?
That'll probably make
I
a
know.
decent
Even
amount.
today, they're a very popular band. Even today, weirdly enough.
They'll probably make a decent amount.
I don't. Yeah.
Well,
I
here's
mean,
the
it'll
thing:
make
if the
money.
first one's bad, what happens to the other three?
Yeah. Well, that's why you
Exactly.
got to start strong.
Seriously.
You got to start strong.
I will say,
Don't let it be
film all
bad.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I will
Believe-
say, what made me realize the Beatles is overrated. They can write. They can write. Because I've heard so many songs. I'm like, this song is amazing. And I found out that the Beatles wrote it after the fact. I'm like, this person who covered it did so much better than you. Just be
Yeah.
writers.
Mm.
They like to
Yeah,
sing.
but they became biggest band of all time. It
They
worked
did.
out.
They did. It worked
And the
out. for
covers
them.
are 1,000 times better. I'm not gonna lie.
I get it. I get it. I'm not a big Beatles person either, but I'm just.
Somewhere somebody's gonna hear that and be like, this guy.
Yeah. This is not. If you're a Beatles fan, maybe this is not the video for you. But trust me, I know a lot of Beatles fans, so I know.
Yeah.
I know they have fans for sure. So it is going to be interesting, and I'll definitely probably check it out because it's intriguing to me. That whole thing sounds very weird, but I'm very intrigued.
Maybe you'll be big in the UK.
Yeah, I'll learn more about the Beatles than I ever knew because I don't know enough already. So it'll
Disney had an amazing documentary. It was like a 4-part documentary.
I was about to
Each
say,
episode-
like, what happened to that?
They're making
It came out.
movies,
It's
man.
great. It's on Disney Plus. I mean, assuming they didn't delete it, it should be on Disney Plus. And that's why I'm like, why do we need a 4-hour movie? That doc
Yeah.
was great. Just make a 2-hour, 3-hour movie and be done.
It's the fact that why is it one for each?
Ringo doesn't need a movie. I'm sorry.
No,
Damn.
But I said that earlier too. I was like, Ringo. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the movie will prove me wrong.
Will they have a crossover movie? Will they all come together at the end?
That's the 5th movie.
I would hope so.
What, the
Avengers.
Beatles?
Goodness.
Beatles for
Beatles.
Life is the last movie.
Yeah. That's it. The
Wow.
Yellow Submarine. All right, so we're gonna moving past that real quick. There was a weird announcement. I'm intrigued because I actually read this comic book. I never thought I'd become any type of anything, but I'm glad I read it now. The Jurrasic League apparently is rumored to be an animated movie that they're working on, which is basically the Justice League if they were dinosaurs. Like,
that is wild.
It's a very weird concept.
I am so intrigued.
That's why I read it, because it was an intriguing and the art was weird. I'm like, I dig it. I don't understand what's going on, but I read all of it. It wasn't even that bad. Very odd designs, but I was into it, and apparently they might do an animated movie.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, I agree. Now, will it be TV movie or like cinematic movie? That's really more of the question I have. And I forgot who was attached to write it. I forget. I think it's Illumination.
I have the
right?
article up. Let me see if it.
I think they're involved. I think it's Illumination. But yeah, that's very intriguing. I don't know if you could somebody bring up a picture of it so everyone knows what the hell we're talking about, because I'm probably the only one that knows or has read
Brian
Jurassic
Lynch
I don't know if you guys.
is writing the script reportedly. He did like Minions, Puss in Boots.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was somebody notable. I just couldn't remember who it was. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Hopefully we have a picture pop up. But what do you think?
I am so intrigued. It sounds so weird. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to read this because I want to know what the hell are we getting into. Like, right. Wonder Woman's a Triceratops.
Yes.
I don't know what dinosaur that is that Superman is. Batman's
like clearly. He looked like a shark or something.
That's what I thought he was at first too, Jamie. That's what he looked like a shark.
No, he's like a Brachiosaurus or some shit.
They kind of like Martian Manhunter a little bit.
Yeah, well, again, Superman's the weirdest one, honestly.
This is interesting.
Well, that's why it's going to be animated.
Yeah, it's different for sure. It's weird, but I enjoyed it. Look at Aquaman. That was that's pretty cool.
It's being made by the guy who did Minions, so like this is clearly just going to be a little kids movie. I really don't care that much personally.
Oh man, I was hoping. I knew it was going to be kiddie.
Yeah,
but I was hoping at least it'll have some meat to it.
This had some meat because Joker's fucking creepy in this. Even Joker creepy. Right there. Go down.
Wait.
Scroll down one. There, right there. One. That one. Yeah. Look at him.
Oh yeah, that's not going to be just pure kids.
That Joker is creepy,
that's
man.
Creepy.
Yeah, but there is some interesting characters in this. Look right there. Go to the one to the right. I think that's Darkseid. One of them is Darkseid. And no, that's right. There is a human character in this as well. I forget.
Oh, yeah.
Little Mowgli type.
Of course it is.
No.
Yeah,
of course it is.
But,
I'm here for it. I want to see it.
Super sore. It's super sore.
That name.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. I'm intrigued. I wonder what they do with it. Never thought I'd see it come to life. So. Cool.
I can't believe this is happening before the actual Justice League movie.
It's insane.
Well, again, it's not like it's a big budget film. It's
that's not a complaint. It's just funny.
It has Darkseid in it.
Yeah, it has all the villains are in it. Like Joker. There's a couple villains.
That's crazy. I'm so here for this.
It's so weird, but it's cool. I had fun with it. And like Batman's the one without powers. Because you have Green Lantern. Look at that's what's his name? Sinestro. Yeah, Bizarro. There's a Bizarro. I think that's Bizarro next to Sinestro.
Dang, it's just a whole universe, huh?
Yeah, they have everyone. Look at that. Look, Atrocitoris.
It's freaking what?
What? It's freaky. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If you were like a big dinosaur person, which when I was younger, I did like some Jurassic Park and stuff like that. So
Jurassic Park's my favorite movie. This would have been right up my alley as a kid.
Oh, I would have loved it. Look at Flash. That's the Flash. Look at that. Black Mantosaurus. I'm into it.
Okay, this would be very funny to watch. Okay.
This is gonna be a comedy, man.
It has to be.
I'm excited. Minions scares me. I'm not a
does, I'll
fan
give
of.
you that.
I'm not a fan of Illumination.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh.
outside of Despicable Me, I don't care about any of their movies. So
Damn.
He
that
also did
is a
Puss in
concern.
Boots.
I like Puss in Boots.
Puss in
Which
Boots
Puss
is
in
great.
Boots?
It
The
just says
new one.
Puss in Boots. I'm assuming
Right?
it must be the new one.
If it just says Puss in Boots, that's not the new one.
Ooh,
If
no,
it said Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, that's the new one.
no, it was the 2011 one.
Oh, I like that one.
That one's okay, but if it was the new one, I'd feel a lot better.
I heard the second one's better. I still haven't seen it, honestly.
It's amazing.
I heard. I'm gonna.
Let me see if he
it's on my
also
list.
did that one.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yep. Check it out. That's good.
Check it out. Jurrasic League. Wow, that's so again that has not been confirmed, but yeah, that's happening apparently. So,
Makes sense. It's James Gunn. It makes sense.
yeah, okay.
I hate that we all know his type now. We're just like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
He's odd.
James Gunn,
He's got some odd taste.
Oh, he did Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Wow.
He did. Really, that wasn't that bad either. We're going. Wow, there's a lot of trailers.
Is it? No, there should only be one.
Oh, this is old stuff. My bad. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of trailers here. My bad. Yep. The Borderlands trailer. We're talking about that.
Ooh.
Did anybody watch it?
I did.
Yeah, me and Mike watched it. I was streaming.
Together.
Oh, I was in that stream. I still didn't watch it. I was.
Yeah, so I don't
That
know a
happens,
lot
imagine.
about the Borderlands, admittedly. So I'm hoping that maybe for people that are really into the series, like this really hit for them.
Ouch.
I feel like this movie,
Poor
to me, it looks like it'll be okay. I recognize a couple of characters from this cast, mainly Claptrap and the shirtless guy. I don't know his name, but the shirtless guy.
Krieg? I think it's
Supposedly handsome. Oh wait, is Kevin Hart supposed to be handsome Jack?
No, he's the soldier. I forget his name.
Okay, that's
He's playable. He's one of the playable characters.
Have anyone? It doesn't sound like any of us have like full on played.
I don't.
Borderlands.
I played
probably
played a little
like
bit.
10 hours. But
I played maybe
That's
less
a
than
lot
10
more than I
hours.
have.
Yeah, but I have Borderlands 1 because I heard they're making a movie about it. I looked it up, and look, I don't like first person shooters, so I'm like, let me give it a shot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it's like, let me try it. It's like it had like it was like a looter shooter.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
played
First
like 40
person.
minutes of Borderlands 3.
Yeah, it's not my type of game because again, I don't like any type of first person shooters really. But I was intrigued just because they were making a movie about it. I'm like, and I know my cousins really like Borderlands. They played all of them. So I remember he actually texted me the other day when the teaser trailer came out. He was bitching about it already, complaining. And then when the actual full trailer, he goes, "Yeah, that wasn't that bad." I'm like, well, I'm glad you changed your mind.
Oh my gosh, I see it now. I'm starting to like put characters together. So Tiny Tina's in here,
Yes.
but
Oh, Tiny
I know
Tina's
Tiny-
Wonderland
I know
is
Tiny
great.
Tina.
I didn't know she was from
Yeah.
Borderlands.
Man,
yeah,
when
yeah.
this popped
yeah.
up in the trailer, I never lost interest so fast.
I was
From
like,
Spider-Man.
yes. I was like, yes. And also, I saw that Florian's in there, so he's the shirtless guy, as you just said. So,
Yes,
Victor
that's the guy
Drago,
from
Razor Fist.
Right, that's Drago's
Yes,
son.
my man.
Yeah, I was listening to
I did not know she was
IGN's
from this.
podcast Game Scoop, and they were talking about this. And somebody on the podcast and someone in their comments said that this looks like popular actors trying to cosplay as Borderlands characters, and they made a movie of them doing it. And I'm
Well,
like, oh,
Kind of what
yeah.
movies
I
are.
yes, but also I don't know. There's like you can tell like this is kind of looking kind of cosplay, and then there's like, oh, I actually believe that this universe exists. Like I believe people would wear like whatever this outfit is, I guess. And I feel like they haven't passed the threshold quite yet. I don't know.
They're very odd looking.
The
people.
Borderlands also just looks weird anyway, so I don't
It
know if
is.
they ever would have.
I agree with that. It's a weird
Yeah.
looking world. I'm not, and look, I'm also not a big fan of. Not that I'm not a big fan of it, but like what do they call that? When the world is like all fucked up and destroyed.
Dystopian.
Yeah, I guess that's
Apocalyptic.
post-apocalyptic. Is what I was thinking.
Post-apocalyptic, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the like my favorite stuff for that is probably like Mad Max. all that kind of stuff. But that's usually my limit with that kind of stuff, because like desert destruction, look, it's kind of a boring plane for me. So Borderlands is basically all that for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't like.
But you know, it always looked intriguing to me, and the characters were intriguing, and I know a lot of people have had fun with it, so I tried it. But this looks fucking weird.
It does.
It looks weird. It kind of gives me.
They just teleport.
Yes.
Yeah, there's magic stuff in Borderlands.
Okay, I'm in.
Hey, classic.
Oh, that's fast.
Boring and magic. I'm in. Yep.
I don't think there will be any like wizards or warlocks or anything like this, but they usually do have like some kind of magic
Tiny. If
power.
they did Tiny Tina's version of the story,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of that.
Tiny Jesus was basically them playing D&D.
Right. Which I
And
thought was that sounded interesting.
That movie. So this looks weird like that.
Like it. It does kind of feel like a D&D-ish type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gives me that vibes. I agree with that.
Yep.
Gives me that, and kind of gives me a Guardians vibe, maybe to a lesser degree.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Some people were saying it felt kind of like they were trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I think I also got kind of tinkered with too. Because I think one director started it, another director finished it. Yeah, it's one.
I thought it was all Eli Roth.
I don't think he finished it. I think he started it. I think another director.
It still has someone that's directed by.
I know, but you can look it up.
You know they always do that.
Let's see. I'm on their Wikipedia.
I think there was. You can check it out. I don't know for sure. I think.
The reshoots were directed by Tim Miller because Eli Roth.
Tim Miller. I like Tim Miller.
He was doing Thanksgiving. I liked that movie.
Tim Miller's that's
Dip. No, not Deadpool.
Yes, Deadpool 1. I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Good shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Tim Miller.
He did Thor: The Dark World. He only did the title sequence of it. I was going to say,
I'm out. Whoa.
I was about to say, I'm out.
I'm like, I don't remember that. No.
Well, one thing I know is I will not be seated for this day one. I will wait to see what people say.
I might watch it that weekend, but I don't know if day one. Again, I don't do day one unless it's superhero related.
What is this weekend again? Hold on, let me see. When does this come out?
What weekend is it? I don't know.
This comes out in August.
Oh, good.
August 9th.
August is usually a dead zone.
Oh, wow.
That's pre-birthday time for me.
I'm about to say that's my birthday month. So
yeah, I'm too busy.
Sorry. There's usually nothing in on August, so I'm happy this.
I'll let y'all know how it is.
I'll be with
cool,
you.
let me know. I'll probably still be playing Elden Ring.
Oh goodness!
Good luck.
Give it 10 stars.
1 out of 10, Jenny. 1 out of 10.
Oh,
You got to stream it so I can watch you get blown up.
I mean, that'll happen a lot.
It's pretty good at the game. I don't know. You good? Oh,
I'm decent, but
I'll
be struggling at times.
They said everybody that plays this game dies. That's why
they said all these villains are going to be more difficult than Melania. Oh, she was.
Wait, all the bosses?
Yeah, because they said they expect you to be.
Oh my
they
God.
expect you to be around there. So they said that it's going to be at or above her difficulty. And
no,
let me tell you.
You know how long it's been since Elden Ring came out? Ain't nobody gonna be playing at that level.
Let me tell you. Guess who was playing that before we started streaming tonight?
God.
I gotta start getting my skills back. I was so rusty.
You do. Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Oh wow.
I'm just mentally preparing for Final Fantasy at this point. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I just have
to
I'll play Banishers for the next month.
How is it?
Two. I still like it. It's
slow
at the beginning. It looks slow at the beginning, but it's getting there.
I liked what I saw in the trailer. I remember the first trailer. I was like, that looks pretty cool.
I liked what I saw watching Trevon play it yesterday.
Yeah. It looked like it was a fun game.
That's fun.
I'm glad that it's not that it wasn't.
See you tomorrow.
Let's go. We back at it.
Nice.
Very happy to hear.
Let's see. I know it also. I don't see it on the docket. But I remember it was mentioned on Discord talking about the Avatar finale.
Yeah.
We could close out with that.
Any thoughts? Because over on the Amateur Otaku, we did cover the first handful.
True.
And here as well. So
I just finished it today.
Oh, what you think?
I liked it. I was maybe I'm just getting older, and as you get older, you become more emotional. But that was really, it hit me. that last episode, I was like, oh man, they got me a couple moments in that finale. It was good, man. I mean, if you can look as good as this show did look to me, and hit those emotional beats the way they did, and it got me interested in Avatar again. It's been a minute since I really cared, So like, I might go back and watch that finally in HD.
Yeah, I can go back and watch.
Spoilers for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, spoilers. I haven't spoiled anything yet, but yeah.
I'm just putting it up there. Spoilers. There you go.
Spoilers.
Now we can talk about anything.
Cool. No, yeah, I really enjoyed how it. Again, there's a couple things I forgot. I don't even know if that was how much of it was purely accurate, but I'm like, oh man, it was good. I really enjoyed it. So I stick with my 8.
Okay.
They took a lot of liberties with that finale, especially like Katara leading a rebellion of women, I guess, against Paku.
Yeah,
that's fine. That doesn't bother me. The thing that kind of bugs me is that she doesn't learn anything from Paku, and that's where it's kind of like we made this journey all the way. We made this journey all the way here for her to learn, for Aang to learn, and Aang
ain't learn shit.
Aang didn't waterbend the entire season.
That was insane to me.
Yeah, like that to me is where it's like, I like what they did with Katara though in that episode. Like they finally gave her an active role and what to do. So I did love that addition. But the show should have ended with them still there. That way they could at least train off screen. Yeah. But they leave.
I didn't like Anna confused me when they went to the spirit world, even though it wasn't really the spirit world, and then Katara and Sokka got caught up with Ko. So then for some reason Aang had to go to the Fire Nation to get the token thing or whatever, then come back to the Fire Nation. I'm like, what is it? Why?
I think that was purely they just did that because they was like, all right, crap, we kind of ruined what Roku was going to do. We got to make sure he sees him at some point.
I mean, that is in the show where Aang has to go to the Fire Nation to Roku's temple so he can meet.
Yeah, but they ruined his reasoning, so that's what I'm saying. They just had to kind of shoehorn it back.
Well, yeah, in the original series, he has to go get frogs for them to suck on because they were sick. So all reasoning is kind of dumb to me.
It was kind of abrupt because I'm like, did I miss something? Because it just kind of pops up.
it just kind of happens. I think episode 6 onward though, it really finds its footing and starts to do its own thing. I love that Blue Spirit episode. It's great with him and Zuko. I do love that. The setup to get there is weird, but I do like that episode.
That episode is very cool.
Zuko was definitely one of the strongest points of the season.
For sure.
He played it really well. Dallas Liu, I forgot his name.
Liu or Liu? Because Simus is Liu, but I don't know if you pronounce.
I thought it was spelled. I know it looks like it was spelled the same,
but
I don't know if it's pronounced the same.
I think it's.
I'm
Liu.
going to.
Okay.
I think it's Liu, but I know Simus pronounces it Liu. So
right.
I don't really know.
So
I don't know.
And granted, could be different.
Dallas. Got it.
Dallas, Dallas. Either way, Dallas killed it. He very much played that angsty teen that I think a lot of people who were mischaracterizing it don't remember how angsty Zuko was, especially first season.
Zuko's angsty every season.
He is, but it was worse first season. Zuko was super angsty first season.
This man is yelling at the clouds. He's yelling at God himself in season 2, saying, "Strike me with lightning." And it's like, this kid's always been nothing but angst.
And look, I think Dallas could pull that scene off immediately. Like he will for sure play that scene in season 2, and he'll play it well because he has that characterization really down pat. So him and Iroh are definitely the highlights of the season for me.
They were great, yeah.
A highlight for me is definitely Koizilla. I didn't think they'd do it. They did it, and I love it.
I don't remember Koizilla.
That's fair.
Bro, I don't remember. Is this I didn't know they were making this up, or was that in the show?
That was in the show.
I'm like, but I like it. Looked cool. I'm like, this looks pretty dope. I don't remember if this was in the show at all, but I like this looks really cool. I loved it. I'm like, oh fuck, did this really happen? This is crazy. I forgot so much.
It's so ridiculous, but I love every moment. I'm glad they committed to it.
It was. And look, they gave what's her name?
Yue?
Yue. He gave her the blue eyes in those scenes. Like when the
Yep.
moon died, whatever, her eyes were blue. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's cool. Pretty dope.
The
I
only
really
thing
like
I
it.
didn't like about the ocean spirit was that he didn't waterbend with. Again, there was no waterbending from what was
Water's a hard
supposed to be.
effects, dude.
Well, I
It
guess
is.
he
I don't know
couldn't
what to
water
tell you.
bend it because he don't know how to water bend.
Yeah. At least it stayed consistent.
That's true.
Yes.
This scene is so ridiculous, but I love it. This is like, yeah.
I don't even remember this.
The
Like, wow,
first
it's been a
time,
minute.
I was just like, "Yo, this is the greatest thing ever!"
Instantly water bends. Look at this
Yeah.
kid go.
And at this time, I didn't know a lot of water bending. This was all ocean spirit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
At
you
least
know.
water somebody, you know.
I mean, he was just wrecking shit in that scene. Like,
Yeah.
What?
it was straight up Godzilla. I'm like, this Godzilla. What am I looking at right now?
I
Like,
will say,
this
yeah,
is dope.
in terms of the destruction, though, it was like, I like how they did all of it. Like I said, overall, I hope there's a second season. I
Oh,
enjoyed
hell
it.
yeah.
Um,
Please give me another season. I need
my-
to see Toph.
Yeah, my rating stays the same. I do think it was
Okay, my
a
girl.
6.5, but you
Yeah.
know.
It was dope.
Oh, I was shocked again. I'm like, wait, really?
Oh yeah, no, the
Yeah.
things that I said were faults at the midway point state being faults throughout the rest of the
And
story.
they gave you the comment you guys have been talking about since episode 1 at the
They
end.
did.
They
I was
did,
like-
and they
I
gave us
was-
no date, which is
They-
like,
no
hey,
date.
I respect that.
I'm like, oh, there it is. I thought they just ignored it completely. I'm like, cool.
I
Trevon, talk
loved
to me.
it. I loved it. The visuals were great. The bending was great. I thought the acting was great. I had a
Yes,
great
the
time with this
acting was
show.
great.
I need
Yeah.
season 2, 3. I need
Finish
it.
it.
It was great.
Finish it.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed this show.
Mhm.
I gave it a 10, and I'm sticking on that.
Cool.
Kiyoshi was the other highlight. I forgot about her. We talked about that before, but Kiyoshi
Yeah.
for sure highlight.
Kiyoshi was a highlight. A lot of the issues I have with this are just like script things that I just hope they tighten up and figure out. Because again,
Yeah.
making changes is fine, and I honestly want them to do more of that so the show
Yeah.
can find its own identity. But the actress who played Katara, one of her interview quotes went out today. I don't know if you guys saw it, but essentially the person talking to her was like, Katara doesn't really waterbend in this version of the show. And they were like, what was the reasoning behind that? And so she was explaining that their approach was Katara being the last waterbender in her tribe. She had nobody to teach her. So she's not capable of waterbending until someone teaches her, and that's why there's less waterbending from Katara in this season. And that change, I don't like it, but I can live with it. The reason it bothers me, though, is that, again, she learned nothing anyway once she got to the Northern Water Tribe.
I felt like she was water bending like crazy throughout the
Yeah,
season.
she was throwing icicles and stuff, and
She went
Couple
full
times.
Ray.
She got
Couple
the scroll.
times.
She figured out a few things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing where it's like, in the animated version, Katara did have the scroll, and her and Aang were learning as the journey
Together.
progressed.
Yeah.
And so for them
I
to
was
say
kinda
there's less
shocked.
water.
That's gonna happen in season 2.
It will.
No, but I'm saying from even how they pitch it is how I know it's kind of like a script issue of Katara hasn't learned anything. That's why she's not waterbending. But one, you had her waterbending anyway. And
Mhm.
two, she doesn't learn anything once she gets to the destination where she's supposed to learn all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, you had an interesting idea and take, and I respect that, but the execution to get there
Yeah.
was flawed. So I just need them to make that a little bit tighter going
Yeah.
forward, because I like that idea of Katara doesn't know what she's doing, and it takes getting to the north, and then she's met with the opposition of they won't teach her. That's a very strong story. That's what I really wish they kind of leaned into, but instead, she rallies all these women, and then they go fight, and then they leave, and it's like, stay and learn. That's all they had to do was in this
Right.
scene with them staying. And it's like, just tighten those things up, and the
Yeah.
show skyrockets for me because visually I
thing-
think it was good.
My thing is they got to move story wise. They got to move on, progress, and progress going forward, and they'll learn to get. What they probably
Right.
should have had is like had Aang learning while she was learning,
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
a little bit, not a lot of, like a whole bunch
Yeah.
of times, just so that at least he tried. But like he was very resistant to learning it in the beginning because he's like, I'll get to it. He's like,
Right.
and he never really got to it. And then they mentioned it later, and obviously they'll get to it in season 2. But
Right.
they could
Hopefully.
have dabbled a little bit more into that, like especially for him. But and yes, she was basically a master by the end of it. That like wow, I'm like she was ice cutting people. I was like she was freezing people. She was nasty. Don't get me wrong. But I'm good for her because she was great doing. But it was very kind of like she went from like 0 to hero,
Right.
like that. You know, it was
Whereas
kind of weird.
At least in the originals, like, yeah, we did see her progressing a little bit. So like when we get to that moment, because again, they change things and they keep it the same. So like her fight with Paku is exactly the same as it is in the cartoon, and it looks great. But since you changed everything leading up to it, it feels a little off because she didn't train and she didn't do all that practicing to get to that point. So why is she able to do all these moves that animated Katara was able to do?
Right.
And those are the things where it's like going forward, need them to have the foresight to know if we change something here, it has ramifications here. That's all I ask.
Yep, I agree with that.
And
That's
more
all script.
Avatar State.
Oh, word.
I just want more Avatar State just because.
just more glowing eyes.
Yep.
Let's go. That was cool. Like, they did all that shit great.
It looked that effect could go really south because like demon possessed looking Aang could have been terrifying
For sure.
with the white eyes, but they made it work. It
Sure
worked.
did. It sure did.
Did good.
I would give it what I said. I thought it was great. So another good animated adaptation to live, and in my opinion, to live action. We've had 2 this year. Well, I guess the other one was last year, right? Like, so,
I was gonna say, wait,
yeah.
what did I miss?
yeah, it was within the last couple of months. So I'm like, oh, that's
That's
all
fair.
last year.
Yeah.
I do think we get better water bending next season simply because since it's book 2 Earth, we'll see less of it anyway. So when
Fair,
we do see
sure.
water bending, they can actually go all out. I know it was probably very challenging with budget constraints and all the water and the kaiju monster and all that stuff in this season. So gotta respect
And
that
it's
too.
like you said, water is a tough element to make look natural.
Yeah.
This is true.
There's a lot of different things that go into making fake water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next season should be fun. Toph, Ozai's Angels, it's gonna be blast.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Let's go, Tom. I'm excited for
It's
that.
gonna be exciting, yeah.
It is. I think that was everything, huh, guys?
That's
Yeah.
a wrap.
Yep.
Hefty show, lots of stuff to talk about. Marvel, anime, Avatar. What more can you want? We even slandered the Beatles for 3 minutes. I see
Let's
here.
go.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't know if I
Didge
should
did that
include
on
it or
his own.
not, so I just put it in.
I did. I think I'm afraid to say it. Yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. The Beatles is
goodness.
overrated.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh gosh, I hope the wrong audience.
Beetle Hive is
find this
coming.
video.
That's a Beetle Hive. Listen, Beetle Hive, I don't know him. I don't know him.
Beetle Hive will
Leave me
come for
alone.
You could catch Jamie on a
No,
multiple
no.
If
a
you
liar.
enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe so you don't miss a thing. If you're listening to us on your podcast feed, check out YouTube. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, we are in your podcast feed on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there 2 times a week, talking all the nerdy crap you need to know about. Also on the Amateur Otaku, where we're talking anime. We reviewed Avatar: Last Airbender over there. We're talking Demon Slayer later this week on Thursday, so make sure you check that out. Joel, thanks for hosting this one. Where can they find you, man?
Find me at Joel_J27 on everything. Well, that is Instagram, Twitter, and now Threads.
Let's go.
I'm
He's
on there.
threading.
Sort of, but I'm there. I'm
The
like,
house that James Gunn built, baby.
yeah, that's why I'm
Real.
there.
That's why you joined, isn't it?
That's exactly why.
1000% white, because he keeps seeing me share all these threads that are not on Twitter, and he's just like,
I'm like, where is this shit coming from, man?
Threads is fun. I need to post on there more often.
I haven't posted once yet, but yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Jamie, where can the folks find you?
Hey everybody, you can find me at Swiper_Prime on Twitch and YouTube. I am trying to finish up Persona 5 Tactica, so I will be streaming tomorrow actually at an undisclosed time. But I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully finish up the game, and so we'll be ready for Final Fantasy VII Intergrade on the weekend.
Oh wow.
Had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
I know. I heard it was like the best part of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I'm like, oh, I definitely have to check it out. So I'm gonna do that.
How long is it?
It's like 10 hours. It's not long.
I might get it just so I can.
Yeah, you can do the bundle. They have a bundle right now.
Mm-hmm.
For both of them.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
they
it
have a
for the
bundle
price
for
of-
both games and the DLC for like, is it $70 or something?
yeah, for the price of basically one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
definitely do it.
Definitely do it. It's great. Make sure you have those notifications on for Jamie because she did the thing where she didn't give you a time. So now you need to have notifications on.
I mean, you know, we can guesstimate maybe like 8 o'clock
Eventually.
Eastern.
Eventually.
8 o'clock Eastern.
give or take like 2 or 3 hours. We'll see.
No.
Trevon, what you got going on? Where can the folks find you?
Find me everywhere at Dirt with the Tech, except on TikTok. It has an underscore. I even have a kick now. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, he kicking.
It's like Twitch, basically. Another.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, so I am currently. I started yesterday playing Banishers, the Ghost of New Eden. So Banishers, like they banish evil spirits, evil ghosts and stuff, and it's a couple. One of them's in the spirit realm, and the other one's in the human world, and it's cool. You can switch back and forth. It's fun. Yeah. So I started that yesterday, and tomorrow I'll be playing again, day 2, and it's scheduled currently at 6 o'clock. I should make it. so yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait. The first playthrough was great, so I can't wait to see
It
more
was.
as you get through the game.
Nice.
Should have
Didge.
did Evil West. Damn it. I should have did Evil West, man. Damn. But yeah,
Next time.
learn my lesson.
Nah, just for your next game.
Mhm.
Didge. Up
Oh,
next.
you can find me at Didge_D everywhere. Also on YouTube. I made sure all of those are the same everywhere. You can
Slander.
Bullying works, everybody.
you can catch some of my gaming videos on YouTube as well. I think the last one up is Tales of Kanzera Zao. Played through that demo.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I watched that.
I saw someone in the comments say that like it very much had like that Wakanda feel, and it did because there's so much purple and like mysticism in it. So I can see it, but it was a lot of fun. I think it's a game that I'll probably play. I also will probably be streaming tomorrow because I have to get through more of these demos. So I'll be recording and streaming them.
That's what
I don't know
should've
what
done.
time either.
All good.
For my sake, I hope all these streams ain't conflicting with each other tomorrow.
Yeah.
I already
No.
committed to 8 p.m. Okay, Trevon got 6. You gotta go 7 days.
All right, sounds like a plan. I most likely was going to be in the comments on both of theirs, so it probably wouldn't have been at the same time. So,
No, different
Awesome.
time zones. Don't confuse it.
oh God, that's true.
Oh,
God. You know what? Notifications on. So you don't miss when everybody goes live. You can find me at Novice Cinephile pretty much everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Threads, and Instagram is the Novice Cinephile. I'm not going through the effort of changing all of mine to the or trying to fight the person who has my Instagram handle. We just gonna let it be. Like
Send
the
Jamie
Beatles.
after him.
Yeah, maybe one day. Until next time, though, guys. Peace. Stay flaming. That's a bio.
They
All the
flaming.
catchphrases.